Today, I'm sitting down with Filip Caspersen from Visma Mamut to learn how they use SalesScreen to keep 35 plus sales employees engaged and motivated across separated offices in Oslo and Krakow. Filip has been working for the company since 2008, and they started using SalesScreen in 2015. I'll let you take it from here.
Perfect. Well, I'll try and explain everything as good as I can in English. You have to apologize if I forget some words. It's not every day I speak it, but
No worries. Better than me
I think
trying to
we'll
do it.
manage. Yeah, good. Okay, so I can start by telling you a bit about how we worked as a company before SalesScreen, and then tell you a bit about how we involved and how we started using SalesScreen and how we use it today.
Okay.
I got in contact with Remy in Oslo in 2015, actually through a common friend. And we just started talking. We had been actually looking for something, either a program or a plan on how to visualize our sales more. This company is called Visma Mamut. It's a company within the Visma structure, the concern, and we sell SaaS products, software as a service, and also on-prem solutions. We are a sales department consisting of about 20-25 salespersons here in Oslo. And also, addition to that, we're about 10-15 persons in Krakow in Poland. Yeah, so we have two sales departments working together, but in different countries. And what we tried to do for a long time, I worked here since 2008, is to have something that emphasizes and highlights everyone's achievement. Up to 2015, 2015, we used sort of online Excel sheet with sales achievements, recurring revenue, percentage of budgets, a very simple and very unorganized sheet, which was unsexy in every way. There was only numbers and didn't actually visualize anything more than achievement of budget. We also used to use this whiteboards, in competitions. So we normally just had, if you achieved one sale or anything in a competition, you just wrote down a number or a mark for letting everybody know how you achieved it. So it was very plain and very boring, actually. So and also we tried to visualize in some screens, just slideshows, easy from PDFs or just basic images on things that we wanted to remind our sellers about, but it didn't actually work. So when I got in contact with SalesScreen through Remy, it was a great relief to see all the possibilities. So I actually have some slides. I don't know if I can share with you. Do you know that?
You should see a button at the bottom that says share screen. It should be green.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. So let's share my screen. And I can take it through it. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Perfect.
So this is just a summary I made for you. So when we started our dialogue with SalesScreen, and also before that, we were looking for something that made our overall goal succeed, more sales. Yeah. We wanted to increase the enthusiasm within the sales department, because in our every day it's everyone in working in teams and also in individual budgets. So we make maybe 20 to 40 calls every day, and it can be very statistic or very static, working with the same thing every day. So we wanted something to raise awareness and raise the competitive spirit. What we saw was that only the salespersons that had the largest sales or had the coolest sales were brought up or highlighted. So we wanted something, a tool or something that could highlight every achievement. So SalesScreen was perfect for that. Also, being having two sales departments, one in Oslo and one in Krakow, we needed something not only to share with them, but also to keep in track and keep on not to watch, but to keep control on how they were doing as well. And of course, as we continuously develop within our products in SaaS, we wanted an online solution. So the result was gamification, of course, through SalesScreen, and it was perfect for us. We saw almost immediately that the awareness, every salesperson putting up sales through SalesScreen, it brought awareness not only to those who had the biggest sales, but also the one who contributes with the smaller sales, which in the whole is very important. And we avoided creating a top culture. You understand? Not only the best sellers, but everyone saw that we all contribute together to reach our budget, for example, which was very good. And also, we made a social zone with a large screen. We have a big surround system and everything. So everything that happens on SalesScreen is very visualized, and also with all the sounds and music playing. It was great awareness, and we had Justin Bieber playing 100,000 of times with the same salesperson. So it was quite fun.
Yeah, Rebbe told me that you created a lounge that has
we have a lounge that's called
big
a social zone or a lounge.
So people actually sit in there and just pay attention to the sales data that comes in and celebrate.
And we also see that other people from the company, we're 9 floors here, and other people just come in the lunch time or in their free time just to watch it. So it's very fun, and it creates a lot of awareness.
That's a brilliant idea. That's really cool. Okay.
Yeah, and something that we haven't been a problem, but in the earlier years, as we're a large sales department and we're often contacting the same customers, we can see that having SalesScreen as a very visual arena for all the sales, it makes it all more transparent. So both sales managers and the other sellers can see what and which customers we are in contact with, who we are selling to, and we can avoid confrontations concerning selling to the same customers and so on. So that's very, very good. And also it helps on keeping a good control on the sales process also. So that's very nice. So you probably seen what and which slides we're using. Presentation of budgets is very important. Our managers also keep track on everyday basis, and also the status on how you're doing as a monthly salesperson is also very important. Mm-hmm. And competitions, we tried having competitions often, but not that often that people get bored or as it get a normal thing. We try to divide it into seasons or into special occasions.
Right, very good. And what have you found to be the most effective prizes in your competitions? I can see down here it looks like maybe you're using
Mm.
movie tickets and
Yeah,
some bottle of wine.
yeah. We try to not overdo it that much, because if you one month give out a Bose headset, you have to overdo the next, and yeah, you understand. So we try to keep it low key, and in some big competitions, we try to maybe do a little bit more out of it. Maybe um, reward points for flights or anything like that.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So, but we try to keep it easy, yeah, it's been motivating, I think, for a lot of the salespersons.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Have you found that the size of the reward matters? So, for instance, do people work much
Mm.
much harder for a Bose headset than they do for movie tickets or a bottle of wine, or
Mhm.
is it kind of more about the chase and just the fun of winning and participating?
I think it's a part of both, because we can have a bottle of wine, we can have a movie ticket,
Mhm.
and it's, for example, the last day of the month, people are more motivated winning over their colleagues than actually winning the prize.
Right.
Yeah. So, but of course, people are motivated by a larger prize, but um, we we often put the larger prizes in the bigger competition that lasts over longer times or a longer period of time. So, for example, we have a lead competition now lasting until summer. So I think if you put a competition on a daily basis, it's easier to get the focus than having it over a longer period of time. So
Right.
that's, yeah.
Have you used competitions to drive a specific key behavior? Say, for instance, if one week
Mm.
you have a product that you really, really want to sell that particular
Mm.
week, or you really want to focus on phone calls or whatever that
Yeah.
particular week. Have you played around with that some?
Yeah, we have, because we have a large, or well, we have on-prem solutions and we have SaaS solutions that are, for example, e-accounting is one of our most important products. So we have, each month we have a goal on number of e-accountings we have to reach, and we can see that having competitions the last week or the last day on that specific products drives both the motivation and also the number of sales up. So that's a large help.
Yeah, brilliant. And
Mm.
how were you running sales competitions before? Were you?
It was well, things have changed the last couple of years a lot, both how we sell and what we sell. But uh, we didn't have the same focus on number of licenses. It was more the billing, like how much money can we get in. So today it's more of how many licenses and recurring revenue. So, but of course, what we did in concerning competitions before, it was using the whiteboard and yeah, uh, focusing on specific customers. So, but as things have changed radically the last couple of years, so have the way we sell.
What's the difference in the amount of time that it takes you to come up with a competition, set up and run a competition now as opposed to before?
Mhm. Well, we have we normally make a monthly competition plan where we plan what we can have this month, for example, which focus on which products we need this month. But things change very fast. So if we suddenly see that we're behind our budget or not in route on reaching it, we have to do things very fast and change the competitions on a daily basis or a weekly basis. So yeah, we tend to be very, how do you say, yeah, we do things very fast. So
Yeah.
that's a very, very good thing with SalesScreen. It's possible to do things very fast. We can create a competition within a couple of minutes, and yeah, I don't know if that answered your question, but
No, that's perfect. That's kind of what I was wondering is, whether it saves a lot of time or not, or whatever
yeah.
other benefits. Do people pay more attention to these competitions that you've noticed, or?
Yeah, as I said, if we create a competition that lasts for a longer period of time, I think people have focused on it on the last couple of days or the last couple of weeks. If we have a daily competition, we can see that people are very focused, especially on the gift stealing changing competition, the Halloween and the Spooky Friday, and
Yeah.
which are very efficient. So I must say that the best competitions for us is where we can create competitions on a daily basis, where people are allowed to fight against each other. We've tried battles at some extent. It doesn't make the same results, but we can see that some people use it often and some people don't use it at all.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, I think it's more about winning over your colleague than actually winning. So yeah.
That's one of the hypotheses that we had, is that since it's up to the sales manager to set up and run competitions, we wanted to make it possible for sales reps in any company to be able to run their own competitions, and either, loser buys lunch or a beer or just for fun or anything at all, even just for bragging rights. And we were kind of very curious to see what that effect would have and how often it's used. And we found it varies a lot from company to company. And we find that in the companies where the managers are very good at taking charge and running competitions, that the head-to-head is still used, but it's used a little bit less. And then in some of the companies where the managers do not run competition so often, then it's more common for the individuals to go out on their own and set these head-to-head competitions. So
yeah, I've seen the same here, because here in Oslo we have mostly the focus on creating competitions, and we do mostly the slideshow from Oslo. But in Krakow, in Poland, that they have been most successful on using battles, for example, because they don't have a manager that takes that much initiative on creating competition, so they tend to do it themselves. So I started encouraging them using battles to achieve either a daily goal or a weekly goal, and then when I stopped telling them, they actually started doing themselves. But here in Oslo, it's a bit different, because they're used to competitions being made on a monthly basis. So yeah.
Do you run any competitions across your teams? So for instance, you probably have a few teams in Oslo plus a couple teams in Krakow, right? Do you compete across cities or across teams?
Yeah, we tried both. We tried both between countries and also between teams. It's a bit difficult sometimes, because we have different teams that are selling different products, and therefore we had to differentiate between the value of different products. And we had, for example, this was a challenge in our summer competitions, where we added a certain value to each product. And of course, some teams are selling more of one product than the other teams. So we had to try finding the right balance between the values of these products to make the achievable goals the same.
Have you tried competing on budget or quota, for instance?
Both. Budget was one thing, and but that's some of the challenges we have, because as we sell different products or have different focus areas, it's a bit difficult to include all teams in the same competitions.
Okay.
So we try.
I think I've got just one last question for you with regard to competitions. A lot of research shows that most sales organizations spend the majority of their time either trying to focus and coach either the top performers, the top 10%, or the bottom performers, the bottom 10%. But the research shows that when you focus on the core 80%, if you can build motivation and change the culture and the dynamic there, that it's actually much, much more effective. And, I'm curious what your experiences are.
We have continuously focused on coaching both the top achievers and also the lower achievers in concerning to budget or other achievements. So we have focused on both, but what we can see is that the lower achievers, they tend to get more involved in improving themselves when they see, for example, the results continuously being presented on SalesScreen. So I don't know if that exactly answered your question, but
curious also how the middle percentage, the everyday sales reps, what effect it has had for them.
It's difficult to say, because I don't know where we would have been if we had not used SalesScreen. What I can see is that it's a huge motivating aspect in the everyday sale. We know that it brings a lot of awareness for everyone. And of course, people talk, people listen to the music, and we are always discussing each other's performance or cases that are presented. So I don't know. I'm glad we don't have that quite differences between the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
But of course, we have every month we have some people, the same people, sticking out. But we try to focus also on the ones in the middle or in the bottom. What can we do to raise your achievements further?
And
but,
do you find that some of these competitions are better at motivating everyone? So for instance, the way that they're designed so that it's not always just the same 3 or 4 people.
Of course, as we have different teams with different focus, we try to create also smaller competitions that are more adjusted to them, so that they as a smaller group can compete between each other. And we can see that that's sometimes better, because we try to make many winners. You understand, and not only the same. So we can, we try to adjust competitions in a way that everyone can feel some sort of success.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you. Really good answers. Thank you.
So and further on, what has been really great with SalesScreen is the way we can extract data and get our reports. Because before we needed to export information from our software, put it out in Excel, do filters and sort everything there. Now it's very quick and efficient to just take out and filter on the different values in the sales screen report. So that's excellent. We can emphasize the good achievements within motivations. We can see that it has helped us a lot. We have gained more and better sales processes with the visibility it gives us, and it also have built the right sales culture. Just 2-3 years ago, we had more of an individual sales culture where everyone was taking care of themselves. Now it's more open and everybody's helping each other in a better way. So that's great.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm a really, really huge believer that the culture of your organization means everything. So first you have to have a good product. You can't sell a crappy product, or you can, but for a very short time, because if the product's not good, you're just never going to succeed. And then the next thing that you need is to be able to hire and retain really good people, because people are everything, and people build your culture. And then so once you have a good product and good people, it comes down to the execution, how you do the sales, how you influence everything. So I'm curious, can you tell me, to you, what makes a good sales culture, and what changes have you seen?
The transparency. I guess that's one of the most visual things I've seen, because as I told you years ago, we experienced more confrontations between salespersons. It could have been because they weren't aware of they were both working on the same customers. Now everyone knows that everything you do will come up on the screen. That's one of the things. Regarding culture, before we had a more closed environment. Everyone was, as I told you, working, maybe sitting on the phone every day, looking at the screen. Now we have a more vivid and fun environment.
Okay.
As we implemented the lounge or social zone, you can relate to your workplace not only as a place where you work, but a place where you have fun. We used to everyone used to leave their place and go to the coffee machine and sit there and talk. Now people go get their coffee and go over to the lounge and sit there and talk, watching the sales and talking about achievements. And it's been more of a social place and not only a workplace. So that's I guess that's some of the meaning of SalesScreen, having fun and games and making it a social thing.
I would love to come down to Oslo sometime and see how you've got this lounge.
If you ever come to Oslo, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I would love to. Okay, we'll have to set that up where I get a chance to come down.
Yeah, of course. On our sales department, we managed to implement it on existing salespersons, on new salespersons, and in every new interview we have, where we show new people around or potential new employees, we always take them over to the lounge and let them see how it is, and people are stoked and very happy about it. So I think it's also been a very positive element in bringing new people in, and also giving them maybe an extra positive thing to associate our company with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you very much for the time, making a presentation and everything else.
No problem.